inside the gate. And approaching the top of the stretch, Mickey Freeze and Lottie Stokes. Demand Control, Tony Haig. Charlotte's Ranger with Doug Falkins. Nippy Namby, Steve Mahar. Ties Taffy, Ivan Davies. Final Demand with Jody Hennessy, Tourist Town, Brian Moore. Golden Fella, Gary Vincent. Here they come. They're off. Demand Control going to the top, and then Mickey Freeze on the inside. Racing a second. Tourist Town works up a third. And way wide. Golden Fella now goes to third. They swing around the turn. Mickey Freeze pacing with the lead now. Demand Control racing second. Charlotte's Ranger third. And Golden Fella 3 wide. Racing on the fourth. Demand Control driving for the top in between horses. Mickey Freeze has it. Demand Control going for it. Charlotte's Ranger third on the rail, and Demand Control goes to the top as they race out by the quarter. By that marker, 31-4, Demand Control, and Mickey Freeze and Charlotte's Ranger third. Golden Fella is fourth, Ties Taffy fifth. Final Demand on the outside to sixth, then Nippy and Namby, Tourist Town. Way swing by the 3/8 pole now. Here they come through the stretch, racing to the half, and it's Mickey Freeze back on top again, moving up a 2. Demand Control a second, Charlotte's Ranger moving from third. Golden Fella's racing a fourth. Final Demand, Ties Taffy, Tourist Town, Nippy Namby by the half and 3 and 4. Working round the turn, they drive to the 5/8 pole. Mickey Freeze by 2. Charlotte's Ranger second. Demand Control, Golden Fella moving fourth. Ties Taffy, Final Demand. Then Tourist Town, Nippy Namby on to the 3/4. Mickey Freeze has moved out now before. Mickey Freeze and Charlotte's Ranger, Final Demand, a 3 wide, on to third and going on. Golden Fella's fourth. Tourist Town wide, racing now fifth. 1:36 and 1 by the 3/4. Around the top turn, Mickey Freeze by 6 lengths. Final Demand now charging up on the outside, comes to second. Charlotte's Ranger is the third. At the head of the lane, it is Mickey Freeze all alone. Mickey Freeze leading by 6. Final Demand driving second. Golden Fella to third, and here they are at the line. Mickey Freeze, then the Final Demand. Golden Fella and Ties Taffy gets fourth. Time for the mile, 2:08 and 2. Marquee with Brian Moore. Al Gore Bye-Bye, Ivan Davies. Final Demand with Jody Hennessy. Golden Fella, Steve Mahar. Skadoodle with Charlie Price. Gordy Lehigh, Kim Cameron. More McDonough, Ross McDonald. AC's Peter Tom Mason. Here they come. They're off. Lady D. Marquis and the rail. Golden Fella working up on the outside. AC's Peter is racing a third. They swing into the turn. Lady D. Marquis and Golden Fella, not Golden Fella to the top. Lady D. Marquis racing second. Skadoodle and Gordy Lehigh hooking wheels, and they're out of contention now. They go on up the backstretch to the quarter, and AC's Peter now grabs the top. AC's Peter. Golden Fella's racing second. Lady D. Marquis has a third. Al Gore Bye-Bye is racing fourth. Final Demand on the outside is fifth. Then more McDonough, quarter 31 and 1. Trailing out of contention, Gordy Lehigh and Skadoodle. Around the top turn, pacing on top it is AC's Peter, leading a length and a half, and Golden Fella second. Final Demand comes to third. They swing off the top turn now and on through the stretch, and they come racing to the half. AC's Peter shows the way. Golden Fella second. Final Demand on the outside third, moving with cover behind him. More McDonough. Al Gore Bye-Bye tipping out 3 wide, rushing on, goes to fourth. The half is in 4 and 1. Lady D. Marquis is in on the rail. Round the turn to the 5/8 AC's Peter now but 2. Golden Fella second. Lady D. Marquis on the rail third. Outside of her, Final Demand is fourth. Outside of him, Al Gore Bye-Bye. More McDonough. And again, trailing out of contention, Gordy Lehigh and Skadoodle. To the 3/4 AC's Peter but 2. Golden Fella second. Lady D. Marquis charging up a third, going on. More McDonough gets up on the inside to fourth, 3/4, 36 and 1. Then Final Demand and Al Gore Bye-Bye. Coming to the 7/8, it's AC's Peter but 2. Lady D. Marquis challenging a second. Golden Fellas third. Heading home, Macy's Peter. Lady D. Marquis, Golden Fellow, more MacDonagh coming on. Gonna be AC's Peter at the line. AC's Peter, Lady D. Marquis, Golden Fellow, more MacDonagh off stride. Nobody lapped on, though. And the time for the mile, 2:07.1. Approaching the top of the stretch, there's Mickey Freeze and Blondie Stokes, Columbia Luke and Winston Campbell. General Fast and Steve Mahar. Final Demand with Jody Hennessy. Golden Fellow Gary Vincent. Advocate Secret with Tony Haig. Alger Bye-Bye, Ivan Davies. Here they come. They're off. Mickey Freeze pacing and top in on the trail. Golden Fellow in between horses challenging a second outside of him. Advocate Secret racing on. In on the rail, Columbia Luke. They swing around the turn and Mickey Freeze the leader a half length. Golden Fellow challenging on the outside, racing up a second going on. Golden Fellow's bids for the top. Mickey Freeze refused to give it up, and Mickey Freeze holding it on the inside. Golden Fellow on the outside, neck and neck, as they race out by the opening quarter. By that marker, 31 seconds, Columbia Luke racing a third in the rail as they swing around the turn. Mickey Freeze holding her lead on the outside. Golden Fellow hangs second. Columbia Luke third. General Fast racing fourth. Advocate Secret, Alger Bye-Bye, and Final Demand as they work through the stretch. And they come to the half. It's Mickey Freeze the leader. On the outside, Golden Fellow hangs a second. Columbia Luke sits third in the rail. General Fast moving fourth. That is Alger Bye-Bye, Advocate Secret, and trailing Final Demand. They were by the half and three. Round the turn, they race to the 5/8. Pacing with the lead, Mickey Freeze, a length and a half now. Columbia Luke moves up on the inside to second. On the outside, Golden Fellow's hanging a third. Then it is a General Fast. Alger Bye-Bye tipping out three wide, rushing on to fourth and going on. The General Fast, Final Demand, Advocate Secret. They race out by the three-quarter pole now. Mickey Freeze still the leader by that marker, 35-3. Top turn, Mickey Freeze. On the outside, Alger Bye-Bye now second. Columbia Luke on the rail, racing a third. Golden Fellow's fourth. General Fast, Final Demand. Now they swing for home. It is Mickey Freeze. On the outside, Alger Bye-Bye coming up between horses. Columbia Luke, they're tight coming to the line. Three of them neck and neck, and Columbia Luke comes out of the air. Columbia Luke, Alger Bye-Bye, Mickey Freeze. Golden Fellow gets fourth. The time for the mile, 2:08.1.
The stretch, there's Quality Key with Elmore White. Blossom Blue and Charlie Ross. Oil Sand, Steve Mason. Richard Potfield, Steve Mahar. Miss Dairytown, Doug Falcons. French Links with Freddie Charlton. Hong Kong Shamrock and Ross McDonald. Nightly Blue Girl with Wayne Sprague. Here they come. They're off, and Blossom Blue has the lead in on the rail. Quality Key racing is second. Up on the outside, Nightly Blue Girl racing on three wide third. Blossom Blue to the top now, and Nightly Blue Girl up on the outside, charging on second. Lapped on the leader, rushing for the top. As they go on up the backstretch, drive on to the quarter with Nightly Blue Girl, the leader on the outside. Blossom Blue racing is second. Then Quality Key is third. Richard Potfield fourth. Miss Dairytown fifth. Hong Kong Shamrock, Oil Sands. French Links trails the field as they race on by the quarter, 31. Swinging into the top turn, Nightly Blue Girl leads a length and a half. Blossom Blue is racing second. Back 2 lengths to Quality Key a third. Richard Potfield fourth. They're by the 3/8 pole now, and on through the stretch they come racing to the half. Pacing on top, it is Nightly Blue Girl. Blossom Blue racing a second. Quality Key third. Richard Potfield makes a move now from fourth. Hong Kong Shamrock, Oil Sands, Miss Dairytown, and the trailer is French Links. They're by the half and 3-1, and into the turn they drive on to the 5/8. Pacing with the lead, Nightly Blue Girl. Richard Potfield is now second, going for the top. Blossom Blue is on the rail third as they leave the 5/8. Then Quality Key, Miss Dairytown. Hong Kong Shamrock, Oil Sands, 3 wide, French Links trails. Richard Potfield grabs the top. He's in top of length now. Blossom Blue up on the outside, challenging second. Nightly Blue Girl drops to third. Quality Keep fourth. 3/4 one, a 34 and 4 around the top turn. Richard Potfield by a neck now. Blossom Blue charging up strong on the outside, comes to the top as they race on by the 7/8 pole. Heading for home, it is a Blossom Blue. Richard Potfield. Oil Sands racing third. Miss Dairytown coming out fourth. But it is going to be Blossom Blue moving away, and here they are at the line. It's Blossom Blue, Richard Potfield, Oil Sands, and then Miss Dairytown. And the time for the mile, 2:06 and 1. Now the winner of our first race, it's number 2, Blossom Blue. Bay pacing mare, 5 years. She's by Spirited Bird, out of Blossom Night by Night Lights. Owned by Brian Morrell of St. John, trained by Paul Brown with Charlie Ross driving. The mare gets her first winning trip this season, this afternoon, 2:06 and 1. And the result of the first race now official. Quality Key was 5th. Blossom Blue, your race winner. Oil Sands, 3rd. Richard Potfield, 2nd. Miss Dairytown, 4th. French Links was 8th. Hong Kong Shamrock, 7th. And Nightly Blue Girl, 6th. The times, the quarter, 31 seconds. The half, 1:03 and 1. 3/4, 1:34 and 4. The mile, 2:06 and 1. Feature pay, Quinella 2.4, $9.40. In Mahar. Advocate Secret, Tony Haig. Gypsy's Lady Rose, Roy Dickinson. Final Demand, Steve Mahar. Tarsus Hanover, Randy Phillips. Lakewood, Jody Hennessy. Kelly's Dandy, Gary Vincent. Here they come. They're off and going to the top. It is Advocate Secret in on the rail. Miss Emily, she is racing second, moving up for the top and takes it. Miss Emily, the leader. Advocate Secret in between horses, racing second. General Fast up on the rail, racing third. Lakewood is outside, racing fourth. Now Gypsy's Lady Rose gets to fourth. Lakewood goes to the rail, racing fifth. Then it is a Final Demand. Tarsus Hanover and Kelly's Dandy trailing as they go to the quarter. And pacing on top, leading a length and a half now, it is Miss Emily. Quarter 32 and 4. Miss Emily takes him into the top turn. General Fast is second. Advocate Secret on the outside is third. Gypsy's Lady Rose is fourth. Lakewood outside fifth has cover. That is Final Demand. Tarsus Hanover. Kelly's Dandy trails. They drive on through the stretch now, come racing to the half. Miss Emily shows the way. General Fast is second. Advocate Secret up on the outside, racing on the third and going on. Advocate Secret is now second, winging for the lead as they race out by the half in 3 and 3. Head of the turn for the 5/8, Miss Emily. Advocate Secret on the outside second. General Fast has third. Lakewood is fourth. Gypsy's Lady Rose, Final Demand, Tarsus Hanover, Kelly's Dandy. By the 5/8, and it's on up the backstretch now, driving on to the 3/4. Miss Emily, the leader. Advocate Secret on the outside, racing second, inching up for the top. Lakewood is racing third. Then it is General Fast to fourth. The Final Demand gets to fifth, 3/4, 35 and 3. Round the top turn, Miss Emily, 3 parts of a length. Advocate Secret is second. Lakewood is third. General Fast racing fourth. Final Demand is fifth. Gypsy's Lady Rose, Tarsus Hanover, Kelly's Dandy. Panning out 3 wide, neck and neck, heading home. On the outside, Lakewood comes up strong. Lakewood, Advocate Secret. Final Demand is coming on at the line. It is going to be Lakewood, going to be tight for second. Miss Emily and Advocate Secret, and tight for fourth. Final Demand and General Fast. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 1. We have the field of 7 behind the gate. Approaching the top of the stretch in the rail, Golden Fellows, Yul Barrio. Final Demand with Jody Hennessy. Queen Links and Ross McDonald. Rockville Tom with Brian Moore. Super Joy, Steve Mahar. Prospect Mountain, Gary Vincent. Al Gore, bye-bye. Ivan Davies, here they come. They're off. Rockville Tom bidding for the top. Super Joy shows on top on the far outside. And Super Joy moving to the top now in on the rail. Rockville Tom outside second. Golden Fellows on the rail of third. Final Demand is racing fourth. Then Queen Lakes. Al Gore bye-bye. Prospect Mountain trailing, and they go on up the backstretch. They race down to the quarter. And Super Joy, and there goes Rockville Tom. Up on the outside goes to the top, and Super Joy racing a second, Golden for a third. Final Demand is racing a fourth, and they're by the opening quarter, 33-1. Top turn, Rockville Tom and Super Joy racing second, Golden Fellow has a third. Final Demand on the outside moving fourth, Al Gore bye-bye behind him. Queen Lakes is on the rail, Prospect Mountain trails. They work through the stretch and come driving onto the half, and it is a Rockville Tom. Super Joy, second. Final Demand moving third on the outside. Golden Fellows on the rail fourth. Al Gore bye-bye outside fifth. Then Queen Lakes, Prospect Mountain, and they were by the half in 6-2. Head of the turn now, they drive on to the 5/8. Pacing on top, Rockville Tom, Super Joy second. Final Demand driving a third. Golden Fellow, Al Gore bye-bye. Queen Lakes, Prospect Mountain, they've worked to the three-quarter pole. Al Gore bye-bye, tips out 3 wide, rushing on from fourth. Gets to third, is now second. The leader, though, is Rockville Tom as they go by the three-quarter pole. By that marker, 38-4, Rockville Tom. Al Gore bye-bye, 3 wide. Final Demand between horses. Super Joy on the rail as they come swinging out by the 7/8. Now they swing for home. It is Rockville Tom up on the outside, or up on the inside now. Super Joy and Final Demand, and Queen Lakes is coming on, but it's Rockville Tom at the line. Rockville Tom, Super Joy, Queen Lakes, Final Demand. Time for the mile. 2:10. Blossom Blue, Charlie Frost, Cart Lane Kid, Brother Charlton, Inseparable, and Brian Moore. Here they come. We're off, and Bayside Ranger going to the top from the outside. Regal down, far outside Inseparable. Bayside Ringo on the inside, and now they're 3 wide around the turn. Inseparable to the top. Bayside Ranger racing second. Bayside Ringo is third. Up on the outside, Regal down is fourth. Island Heather his fifth. Then it is Blossom Blue, Arapa's Heart, Cart Lane Kid trailing. On to the quarter, Inseparable on top of the length. Bayside Ranger racing is second. Bayside Ringo third. Regal down is on the rail now fourth. Quarter 31-3. Then it's Island Heather, Blossom Blue, Arapa's Heart moving up on the outside. Cart Lane Kid trailing on the rail. And they come to the 3/8 pole now. They're by that marker, swinging off the top turn, driving through the stretch to the half. Pacing on top, it is Inseparable. Bayside Ranger is second. And Bayside Ringo third. Island Heather outside, moving fourth behind her. Arapa's Heart. Then Regal down, Cart Lane Kid and Blossom Blue. And they're by the half in 4-1. Head of the turn now, driving on to the 5/8. Inseparables on the top. Island Heather up on the outside now second. Bayside Ranger third. Arapa's Heart outside fourth. Bayside Ringo's now fifth. Then Cart Lane Kid, Regal down, Blossom Blue. And tipping out 3 wide goes Arapa's Heart. 3 wide, neck and neck at Arapa's Heart. Quickly grabs the top, is the leader as they go racing out by the three-quarter pole. They were by that marker, 136-4. Arapa's Heart, and that's Bayside Ranger, 3 wide and strong on the outside. Now to second. Island Heather is third. Inseparable is fourth. By the 7/8 pole and swinging for home, it is Arapa's Heart. Bayside Ranger charging up strong on the outside, coming on. They're neck and neck now. Arapa's Heart on the inside. Bayside Ranger on the outside. At the line, looks like Arapa's Heart, Bayside Ranger. Tight for show, Blossom Blue and Regal down. Time for the mile. 2:07-4. Mahar, Pee-wee Patty, Charlie Ross, Patty Prancer, Lottie Stokes, Dear Joe, Bob Fowler, Snake Charmer, Wayne Mahar, Windcrest, Georgia, Ivan Davies, here they come. They're off. Windcrest, Georgia, driving for the top. That's Patty Prancer trailing off stride on the run. Head of the turn, Windcrest at Georgia. Then racing a second, it is a Pee-wee Patty. As they work around the turn, Windcrest, Georgia on top. Pee-wee Patty racing a second. Far back, Patty Prancer back pacing, but trailing out of contention. On to the quarter. Windcrest, Georgia now rushing up on the outside. Moving on to a second goes a Snake Charmer. Snake Charmer lapped on the leader. Pee-wee Patty's racing third. Kill Karen Eagle is fourth. Dear Joe outside fifth, quarter 33 and 2. And around the top turn, Snake Charmer bidding for the top. The two leaders neck and neck. Snake Charmer on the outside. Windcrest, Georgia on the inside. Pee-wee Patty racing third. Snake Charmer has the top as they come to the half. Windcrest, Georgia racing with them all. Snake Charmer at Windcrest, Georgia. And then racing a third, it's Dear Joe. Pee-wee Patty's fourth. Kill Karen Eagle fifth, the half and 4 and 4. Round the turn, they drive on to the 5/8, and it is Windcrest, Georgia. Snake Charmer hanging second, Pee-wee Patty's third. Dear Joe is fourth, Kill Karen Eagle fifth. Patty Prancer trailing out of contention as they go to the 3/4, and that's Dear Joe tipping out 3 wide. They are 3 wide as they race to the 3/4. Windcrest, Georgia, Dear Joe on the outside. Snake Charmer now third. Pee-wee Patty racing fourth, 1:36 and 3 by the 3/4. Around the top turn, Windcrest, Georgia, Dear Joe. They're at it neck at nose to nose as they come out by the 7/8 ball. Heading for home now. Windcrest, Georgia on the inside. Dear Joe up on the outside. Pee-wee Patty is racing third. Dear Joe, Windcrest, Georgia, neck and to the line. Here they are at the line. Windcrest, Georgia, Dear Joe. Pee-wee Patty gets third. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 1. And Nelson, Golden Fellow Steve Mahar, Joy Down Steve Mason. Meltdown Flash with Jody Hennessy, Matt's Jet Gary Abrick, Charm and Prince Brian Moore, Tarsus Hanover Ross McDonald, Final Demand with Charlie Ross. Here they come. They're off in Matt's Jet Wings for has the top on the outside. Up on the inside, Robin Brett goes to the top now. Head of the turn, it is Robin Brett with Matt's Jet on the outside, challenging a second. Golden Fellows on the rail, a third, they're by the 8th. Neck at neck, the two leaders as they race out off the backstretch for the quarter. On the outside, Matt's Jet, then Robin Brett second, Golden Fellow third. Tarsus Hanover is a fourth. Then it's Charm and Prince, Joy Down, Meltdown Flash. Final Demand is the trailer as they race out by the quarter in 31 and 2. Swinging into the top turn. Matt's Jet pacing on top, and Robin Brett is second. Golden Fellow has third, Tarsus Hanover fourth. Then it is a Charm and Prince, Joy Down, Meltdown Flash, Final Demand. Through the stretch they come racing to the half. Matt's Jet on top, and Robin Brett is second, and here comes Golden Fellow moving third. Tarsus Hanover behind him is a fourth. Then it is Charm and Prince, Joy Down, Final Demand. At Meltdown Flash, they were by the half, 103. Round the turn, they go to the 5/8. Matt's Jet, the leader. Robin Brett and Golden Fellow on the outside now, 2 second. They're by the 5/8, so that's on to the 3/4 now. The leader, Matt's Jet. Golden Fellow charging up on the outside, racing second. Robin Brett third. Tarsus Hanover Skipped is on the run, and so is Charm and Prince. Then it's Joy Down. Then Meltdown Flash and Final Demand by the 3/4 in 1:35 and 3. Top turn, the leader, Matt's Jet, by half a length. Golden Fellow challenging second on the outside. Robin Brett is third. Meltdown Flash is strong, fourth coming on. Joy Down is fifth. Final Demand, they swing for home now. Golden Fellow comes to the top. Meltdown Flash is coming on strong. It is Golden Fellow. Meltdown Flash on strong on the outside of the line. Meltdown Flash Golden Fella, Robin Brett, and Matt's Jet. The time for the mile, 2:08 and 4. R.L. Cash, Jody Hennessy. Turlite N with Steve Downey. Pat Down, Brian Moore. Yankee Sealster, Ivan Davies. Spoiled Sport with Rick Collins. Miss Derrytown and Charlie Ross. Diamond Digger with Mike Downey. Here they come. They're off. Pat Down, wings 4. She has the lead up on the outside. Challenging goes Diamond Digger. They're neck and neck into the turn. Pat Down, the best. Diamond Digger on the outside second. Run for the Roses is a third. Yankee Sealster fourth to say goodbye the 8th pole. Then it is R.L. Cash. Turlet in. Spoiled Sport working up on the outside. Miss Derrytown trails. They go to the quarter and Pat Down's on top, a length of the quarter. Diamond Digger is on the rail now and racing a second. Run for the Roses third. Yankee Sealster is a fourth. Quarter 31 and 3. Around the top turn, Pat Down a length. Diamond Digger is second. Run for the Roses third. Yankee Sealster fourth. Spoiled Sport, R.L. Cash, Turlet, and Miss Derrytown. Way swing through the stretch and now they come driving to the half. Pat Down. Here comes Run for the Roses up to a second. Diamond Digger's third. Yankee Sealster outside fourth with cover. Spoil Sport now fifth. Turlet and R.L. Cash and Miss Derrytown. The half and 5 and 2. Around the turn they race to the 5/8 and Pat Down is the leader. Run for the Roses up on the outside second. Diamond Digger third on the rail. They're by the 5/8. Yankee Sealster tipping out. 3 wide is fourth. Then it is a Spoiled Sport. Turlet in. R.L. Cash, Miss Derrytown. On to the 3/4. They're neck and neck as they race on by that marker. Pat Down on the inside. Run for the Roses on the outside. 1:37 and 1. Round the top turn. Pat Down by a length again. Run for the Roses on the outside second. Diamond Digger coming up on the rail. Now to a second. Run for the Roses is third. Swinging home it is a Pat Down. Diamond Digger. Miss Derrytown comes up on the inside. Yankee Sealster on the outside. At the line it is Pat Down. Diamond Digger tight for sure. Wayne Mahar. Final Demand with Charlie Ross. S.F. Barron, Brady Charlton. Charlotte's Tessie with Steve Mahar. Hillwind Rebel, Colleen Clancy. Joy Down with Steve Mason. Demand Control and Lonnie Stokes. Here they come. They're off. Sonny Sean pacing on top, and S.F. Barron challenging on the outside, racing on the second. Lone Water Mist is in on the rail, racing third. Final Demand outside. He is fourth. Charlotte's Tessie racing fifth. Hillwind Rebel. Then Joy Down, Demand Control. They're by the 8th, and it's on up the backstretch now, driving on to the quarter. And pacing out on top, it is Sonny Sean, leading a length and a half. S.F. Barron is second. Final Demand has gone to a third. Hillwind Rebel outside is fourth. Lone Water Mist has a fifth. Then the Charlotte's Tessie, Joy Down on the move. Demand Control trails, quarter 33 and 1. Round the top turn, Sonny Sean on top a length and a half. S.F. Barron racing a second. Final Demand has a third. Hillwind Rebels on the rail fourth. Lone Water Mist is fifth. They swing through the stretch now, come driving to the half. And showing the way, it's Sonny Sean. S.F. Barron is second. Final Demand moving up on the outside, challenging a third. Then Hillwind Rebel is a fourth. Then Lone Water Mist 3 wide is fifth. Then it's Joy Down, Charlotte's Tessie, and Demand Control. They were by the half in 7 and 3. Swinging into the turn now, driving on to the 5/8. Sonny Sean leading a length and a half, and S.F. Barron is second. Final Demand on the outside, pressing hard to third. Hillwind Rebel is fourth. Back 6 lengths to Demand Control. Now going on to fifth. Then it's Lone Water Mist, Joy Down, Charlotte's Tessie. On to the 3/4. Sonny Sean still on top. Final Demand on the outside is now second. S.F. Barron racing a third. 3/4, 1:41 and 4. Into the top turn at Sonny Sean. At his wheel, Final Demand. SF Baron on the rail is a third. Then Hillwind Rebel Demand control it now. They come on by the 7/8. Here they are swinging for home. Sonny Sean and Final Demand on the outside. SF Baron racing a third. Now Final Demand comes to the top. Final Demand and Sonny Sean and SF Baron is coming on, and at the line it's going to be Final Demand, SF Baron, Sonny Sean, and then Demand Control. And the time for the mile, 2:17. And parading now the winner of our second race, number 3. It is Final Demand, N. Bay pacing gelding, he's 7 years, by Valerian from Myrie out of Fallacy, or by Fallacy. Owned by Charlie Ross of St. John, trained by John Davies. Charlie Ross driving. It's win number 4 this year for Final Demand. This afternoon in 2:17. Race out of the second is now official. Lone Water Mist was 6th. Sonny Sean the 3rd. Final Demand, your race winner. SF Baron 2nd. Charlotte's Tessie 7th. Hillwind Rebel was 5th. Joy Down 8th. And Demand Control 4th. The times, a quarter 33 and a fifth, the half 107 and 3, 3/4 144 and 4, the mile 2:17. Feature pays daily double 8 and 3, paid 15.90. Your triacta 342, returning $103.10, and the exacta 3 and 4, 38.90 stretch. Utah's Henry with Steve Mason, Rappa's Heart, Jody Hennessy, Pee Wee Patty, Charlie Ross, J.B. Pendle, Rick Armstrong, Windcrest, Georgia, Ivan Davies, K.M. Dream with Brady Charlton, and Snake Charmer with Steve Mahar. Here they come. They're off, and that's J.B. Pendle off stride, going to the top of Rappa's Heart. Now up on the inside, Utah's Henry takes command of Rappa's Heart. Racing second, then Windcrest, Georgia, are up on the inside. Pee Wee Patty gets to third, then Windcrest, Georgia's 4th. K.M. Dream, Snake Charmer, J.B. Pendle. They go on up the backstretch, racing now for the quarter. Utah's Henry leads by 2 lengths, so Rappa's Heart is second. Pee Wee Patty a third, Windcrest, Georgia 4th, K.M. Dream, Snake Charmer, J.B. Pendle, and they went by the quarter, 33 and 4. Swinging into the top turn, Utah's Henry by 2, of Rappa's Heart racing a second, Pee Wee Patty has third, Windcrest, Georgia 4th, the Snake Charmer. Now 5th up on the outside, then J.B. Pendle, K.M. Dream. Through the stretch they come racing to the half. It's Utah's Henry pacing on top, leading by 2. Then a Rappa's Heart and Snake Charmer. Then J.B. Pendle, Pee Wee Patty, Windcrest, Georgia, K.M. Dream, and they're by the half in 8 and 3. Swinging into the turn now, they drive on to the 5/8 pole. Utah's Henry shows the way, leading by 2. A Rappa's Heart is second, Snake Charmer hangs a third. Then Pee Wee Patty is a 4th. J.B. Pendle outside 5th, then Windcrest, Georgia tipping out, K.M. Dream trailing, on to the 3/4, Utah's Henry, a length and a quarter, Snake Charmer second now, a Rappa's Heart on the rail the third, J.B. Pendle outside 4th, 141 and 4 by the 3/4, top turn, Utah's Henry now but 2.5, then Snake Charmer racing a second, a Rappa's Heart still has third. Now they come swinging off the turn and heading home. It is Utah's Henry with a good lead. Snake Charmer racing a second. Utah's Henry, Snake Charmer. A Rappa's Heart coming up on the inside. Pee Wee Patty on the outside. At the line, Utah's Henry, Snake Charmer, Pee Wee Patty. And looks like Windcrest, Georgia gets up for 4th. The time for the mile, 2:13 at 4. Sisby, Babe, Ross McDonald, Columbia, Luke, Winston Campbell, Lakewood and Jody Hennessy, Golden Fellow, Steve Mahar, Tourist Town, Brian Moore, Alcor, Bye-Bye, Ivan Davies, here they come. They're off Sispy Babe quickly to the top, Passipoil racing second. Golden Funnel works up on the outside. Now driving on third, Ben Dillon his fourth. Columbia Luke is racing fifth up on the outside, Tourist Town. Then it is a Lakewood and Al Gore Bye-Bye trailing. They go on by the eighth pole. It's on up the backstretch racing to the quarter. And Golden Funnel now takes the lead with Sispy Babe racing second. Passipoil has a third. Ben Dillon is fourth, Columbia Luke, Lakewood, Tourist Town, Al Gore Bye-Bye, and they were by the opening quarter, 32-2. Swinging into the top turn. The leader's Golden Funnel, Sispy Babe is second, then Passipoil and Ben Dillon, Columbia Luke, as they come on by the 3/8 pole now. Here they come through the stretch, racing on to the half, and Golden Funnel shows the way. Then Sispy Babe is second, charging up on the outside. Ben Dillon is second, comes on to the top. Ben Dillon and Golden Funnel, Columbia Luke. Outside third with cover, Sispy Babe in the rail fourth. Lakewood outside is a fifth, half and 6-2. Then it is Tourist Town, Passipoil, Al Gore Bye-Bye trails. Around the turn they go to the 5/8, and it is a Ben Dillon. Columbia Luke on the outside second now. Golden Funnel has third, Lakewood is fourth, Sispy Babe fifth, then Al Gore Bye-Bye tipping out 3 wide, on to sixth, then Tourist Town, Al Gore Bye-Bye on the run, now trails, they go by the 3/4, and to Columbia Luke, the leader, 3/4, 1:39-1, Columbia Luke, a length and a half, and Lakewood is a second, Ben Dillon third, Sispy Babe, Golden Funnel. Then Tourist Town, Passipoil, and Al Gore Bye-Bye. They swing for home. Columbia Luke and Lakewood charging up on the outside. They're neck and neck. Columbia Luke, now Lakewood. Lakewood on the outside has the top, and here they are at the line. It is Lakewood. Columbia Luke, then Sispy Babe and Al Gore Bye-Bye tied for third. The time for the mile, 2:13. Santa Monica, Charlie Price. Super Joy, Steve Mahar. Miramichi Dash, Mike Doyle. Spoiled Sport, Ricky Collins. Hasty Beck, Ron Robertson. Miss Derrytown, Charlie Ross. Here they come. They're off. Super Joy wings 4 and grabs the top, and on the rail, Rockville Tom. Racing second, Miramichi Dash drives up on the outside. Is a racing third, and around the turn, Super Joy, the leader, a length and a half. And then Rockville Tom is second. On the outside, Miramichi Dash. Racing third, Queen Lakes has a fourth. Miss Derrytown is a fifth. Then it's Santa Monica, Spoiled Sport. Hasty Beck trailing as they go on up the backstretch, race on to the quarter. And they're by that marker now with Super Joy, the leader, by the quarter, 31-2. Swinging into the top turn, Super Joy. Miramichi Dash hangs a second. Rockville Tom has a third. Queen Lakes is a fourth. Miss Derrytown fifth. Then they come off the top turn now and on through the stretch. Racing to the half and pacing on top of the Super Joy. Then racing second, Rockville Tom. Miramichi Dash hangs a third. Queen Lakes moving fourth. Miss Derrytown, Hasty Beck. Then Spoiled Sport, and to Santa Monica, they were by the half and 4. Around the turn, they drive on to the 5/8. Super Joy shows the way. Rockville Tom is second. Miramichi Dash a third. Then Queen Lakes is moving fourth. By the 5/8, they go on up the backstretch, racing to the 3/4. Super Joy. Rockville Tom makes a move from second. He's lapped on the leader. Queen Lakes gets to third. Then Miss Derrytown going on to fourth. Miramichi Dash is fifth. Then it's Spoiled Sport, Hasty Beck, Santa Monica. 1:36-4 by the 3/4. Top turn, Rockville Tom, number 2. Super Joy second, Queen Lakes driving third. Miss Derrytown, here's a fourth. Hasty Beck, Miramichi Dash. Then Spoiled Sport, Santa Monica on the run, heading home. The leader is Rockville Tom. Super Joy, Queen Lakes coming on. It is Rockville Tom. He's holding, and here they are at the line. It's Rockville Tom, then Super Joy, Miss Derrytown, and Queen Lakes. The time for the mile, 2:10. with Winston Campbell. Then Charlie Ho with Jody Hennessy, Power Mac, Ron Robertson. Blossom Blue with Charlie Ross. Young Fun and Russ McDonald, Inseparable with Brian Moore. Regal Down with Steve Downey. Here they come. They're off. Young Fun quickly grabs the top, and Charlie Ho is racing second. Bayside Ringo on the rail is racing third. Power Mac fourth. Then it's Blossom Blue, Inseparable, and Regal Down. Round the turn, they race out by the eighth pole. It's up the backstretch, racing to the quarter. Young Fun's on top, a length and a half, and Charlie Ho second by two. Bayside Ringo has a third. Power Mac is fourth. Then it's Blossom Blue, Inseparable. Regal Down is the trailer as they race out by the opening quarter. Young Fun leads a length and a half, quarter 31 and 3. Out of the top turn, Young Fun, Charlie Ho racing second. Bayside Ringo third. Power Mac makes a move now from fourth as they come racing out by the 3/8 pole, and through the stretch they come. They're racing to the half. It's Young Fun and Charlie Ho. Power Mac on the outside racing a third. Bayside Ringo is fourth. Inseparable out moving fifth. Then it's Blossom Blue and Regal Down as they go by the half. 104 into the turn. Racing to the 5/8. Young Fun, Charlie Ho on the rail second outside. Power Mac driving third. Bayside Ringo, Inseparable, Blossom Blue, and Regal Down. On to the 3/4, Young Fun. Power Mac to second. Charlie Ho on the rail third. Then Bayside Ringo. Regal Down 3 wide, gets to fifth. Then it's Blossom Blue and Inseparable trailing now as they go by the 3/4 pole. 1:35 and 2. Top turn, Young Fun leads a length and a half. Charlie Ho is second. Power Mac. Bayside Ringo, Regal Down, Blossom Blue, Inseparable. Now they swing for home. Young Fun and Charlie Ho. Young Fun, Charlie Ho coming on. Young Fun with Charlie Ho coming on, but it's going to be Young Fun at the line. Young Fun, Charlie Ho, Bayside Ringo, and then Power Mac gets fourth. The time for the mile, 2:06 and 4. Lehigh Giz and Elmore White. Lady D. Marquis with Brian Moore. Minji Special, Steve Mahar. AC's Peter Steve Mason. Miss Jilly Burns with Owen Davies. Son of Dust with Sean Shannon. Final Demand and Charlie Frost. And here they come. There off Miss Jilly Burns, wings four, and she grabs the top and on the rail. Lehigh Giz is racing for it. Lehigh Giz takes it. Miss Jilly Burns is off stride. Round the turn, Lehigh Giz. Then Lady D. Marquis racing a second. Son of Dust is a third. They go on up the backstretch, driving onto the quarter. And it's Lehigh Giz in top. Lady D. Marquis is second. And Son of Dust is third. We go back 6 lengths to AC's Peter. Then it's Minji Special. Final Demand moving on the outside. Miss Jilly Burns trails. They were by the quarter, 32 and 1. Swinging into the top turn. It is Lehigh Giz pacing on top. Lady D. Marquis racing a second. Son of Dust is third. AC's Peter is fourth. Minji Special. Final Demand, Miss Jilly Burns. And they swing through the stretch now. Here they come, racing to the half. Pacing on top, it is Lehigh Giz. He's leading a length and a half. Lady D. Marquis racing a second. Son of Dust is third. They were by the half and 5 and 2. Then it's AC's Peter. Final Demand. Minji Special. Miss Jilly Burns trailing the field. Around the turn they go to the 5/8 pool. It is Lehigh Giz. Lady D. Marquis a second. Son of Dust third. They're by the 5/8. Then up on the outside, Final Demand. Then it's AC's Peter. Minji Special. Miss Jilly Burns off stride again to the 3/4, Lehigh Giz. Lady D. Marquis is second. Son of Dust out driving third. They're batting out 3 wide. They were by the 3/4. 1:38 and 4. Around the top turn, Lehigh Giz a half length. Lady D. Marquis at him on the outside, racing a second. Son of Dust is third. Final Demand comes to fourth. They swing for home. Lehigh Giz. Up on the outside, Lady D-Marquis comes to the top. They're neck and neck, though, as they come to the line on the outside. Lady D-Marquis at the line. Lady D-Marquis, Lehigh Giz, Son of Dust in final demand. And the time for the mile, 2:11 and 1.
The stretch. Mormac down of Randy Phillips, Sispy Babe, Ross McDonald, Skadoodle with Charlie Price. Vestas Vanguard, Mike Downey, General Fast, Wayne Mahar, Al Gore Tyson, Rod Kogan, Meltdown Flash, Jody Hennessy, Final Demand with Charlie Ross. Here they come. They're off. Sispy Babe quickly grabs the top. Vestas Vanguard settles for cover behind her. Then General Fast is racing third. Al Gore Tyson racing fourth. Skadoodle now fifth. Meltdown Flash, Final Demand. Mormac Donna trailing the field, and they're by the eighth. And now, swinging on up the backstretch, they go for the opening quarter. Sispy Babe is cutting it out. She has the best of it by two. Vestas Vanguard racing is second. General Fast is third. We go back 3 lengths to Al Gore Tyson racing fourth. Skadoodle is fifth. Final Demand. Meltdown Flash, Mormac Donna opening quarter, 31 seconds around the top turn at Sispy Babe. I like to the quarter. Vestas Vanguard is a second. General Fast is third. And now they're by the 3/8 pole. Through the stretch, they come driving to the half, and Sispy Babe shows the way. Vestas Vanguard sitting pretty second. General Fast is third. Then it is Al Gore Tyson. Skadoodle on the move, a fifth. Then Meltdown Flash, Final Demand outside. Mormac Donna trailing. They revive the half and 3 and 4, and they swing into the turn. Driving to the 5/8 pole. It is Sispy Babe. Vestas Vanguard second up on the outside. General Fast goes to second now. He's at the leader's wheel. Vestas Vanguard now third. Al Gore Tyson is fourth. Skadoodle goes to fifth, and Meltdown Flash, Final Demand. Mormac Donna going to the 3/4 pole. Sispy Babe by half a length on the outside. And challenging hard it is General Fast. Vestas Vanguard on the rail racing third, 1:37 and 2 by the 3/4. Coming to the 7/8, it is Sispy Babe. By a length now. General Fast is second, Vestas Vanguard. Swinging out, 3 wide it now, they swing for home. Sispy Babe, General Fast, Vestas Vanguard, Meltdown Flash. Mormac Donna looking for room, but it's going to be Sispy Babe at the line. Sispy Babe, Vestas Vanguard, General Fast, Meltdown Flash. The time for the mile, 2:09 and 3. Rail, Riverview Boy with Wayne Sprague, Blossom Blue and Charlie Ross. Spinning Dandy with Jody Hennessy. Smooth Ride, Winston Campbell. Hattie Hartwood, Steve Mahar. 7 of Hearts with Doug Balkins. Proud Champion with Dr. Ian Moore. Here they come. They're off. Spinning Dandy now. Hattie Hartwood to the top. Spinning Dandy second. Blossom Blue it on the rail. She's racing third. Then up on the outside, 7 of Hearts, Proud Champion. In between them, Smooth Ride. Riverview Boy trailing the field, and they race out by the 8th. Hattie Hartwood. She's the leader by 2 lengths as they race out up the backstretch going to the quarter. Hattie Hartwood a length and a half. Spinning Dandy racing second. 7 of Hearts on the run. That Blossom Blue has third. Proud Champion to fourth. Smooth Ride is fifth. Then Riverview Boy and 7 of Hearts on the run. By the opening quarter, 30 and 4/5, and Riverview Boy going up on the outside, racing around the top turn. Hattie Hartwood a length and a half. Then the Spinning Dandy, Blossom Blue, Riverview Boy to fourth. Proud Champion, Smooth Ride, and 7 of Hearts has pulled up. They come through the stretch, racing to the half. Hattie Hartwood shows the way. She's leading with 2. Spinning Dandy racing second. Riverview Boy on the outside. Now gets to third. Blossom Blue is fourth. Smooth Ride fifth. Then Proud Champion. They were by the half and 3 and around the turn. They race on to the 5/8, and it is Hattie Hartwood still in command. Riverview Boy on the outside gets to second. They're by the 5/8. Spinning Dandy on the rail third. Blossom Blue is fourth. Then it's Smooth Ride and Proud Champion. They go to the 3/4, and Hattie Hartwood by half a length. Riverview Boy hanging a second, Spinning Dandy. Smooth Ride to fourth, Proud Champion out wide. Racing on 3/4 in 1:34 and 3. Top turn, Hattie Hartwood. Riverview Boy and Spinning Dandy. Smooth Ride, Blossom Blue, Proud Champion by the 7/8. Now they swing for home. It is Hattie Hartwood leading the 2. Spinning Dandy is second. Riverview Boy, Blossom Blue, Smooth Ride, Proud Champion. It is going to be Hattie Hartwood. She's holding at the line. It is Hattie Hartwood, Spinning Dandy, Blossom Blue, and Riverview Boy. And the time for the mile, 2:04 and 4. There's Harmony Greenwood with Wilson Gilmore. Demand Control and Tony Haig. Hill Wind Rebel Colleen Clancy. Lady DeMarquis with Brian Moore. Super Tex Jody Hennessy. AC's Peter Tom Mason. Minji Special Steve Mahar. Final Demand with Charlie Ross, and here they come. They're off. Harmony Greenwood, the leader. Demand Control up in between horses, but Harmony Greenwood holds that lead. Demand Control racing is second, and Hillwind Rebel is third. Lady DeMarquis on the rail is fourth. AC's Peter has fifth. So then it is Super Tex, Final Demand, Minji Special Trails. Way he race on up the backstretch going to the quarter, and Harmony Greenwood's the leader. Hillwind Rebel up on the outside. The two leaders neck and neck. Demand Control is on the rail and racing third, and Lady DeMarquis moving outside with cover is a fourth. Quarter 32 and 1. The two leaders neck and neck as they swing around the top turn. Harmony Greenwood on the inside. Hillwind Rebel up on the outside, challenging a second. Then Demand Control is third in the rail. Lady DeMarquis outside fourth has cover. AC's Peters racing fifth. Super Tex is on the move. Then it is Final Demand and Minji Special as they come racing to the half, and Harmony Greenwood shows the way. Leads a length and a quarter. Lady DeMarquis is going on. Now gets to second. They were by the half. 1:04 and 4. Swinging round the turn, they drive on to the 5/8. It is Harmony Greenwood. Lady DeMarquis going for it on the outside. Gets a nose and top now as they race on by the 5/8. On up the backstretch, driving to the 3/4. Lady DeMarquis the leader. Harmony Greenwood is second. Super Tex 3 wide, driving third in between horses. Demand Control. Then it's Final Demand. Then Hillwind Rebel, AC's Peter Minji Special. 1:37 and 2 by the 3/4 top turn. Lady DeMarquis. Then up on the outside, Super Tex, Demand Control. That is Final Demand, Harmony Greenwood, AC's Peter Minji Special. Hillwind Rebel heading home. Lady DeMarquis, Demand Control, and Super Tex is coming on. Demand Control is going to the inside. Three of them neck and neck as they come to the line at Super Tex. Here they are, up the line. Super Tex, Demand Control, Lady DeMarquis, and Final Demand up for fourth. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 4. Field of 8 behind the gate, approaching the top of the stretch. Son of Dust with Sean Shannon, Algor Tyson, Rod Gokan. Super Tex with Jody Hennessy, Nightcatcher Ivan Davies. Sonny Sean with Wayne Mahar, Final Demand, and Charlie Ross. Hillwind Rebel, Colleen Clancy. Demand Control, Tony Haig. Here they come. There, off a Nightcatcher goes to the top. Super Tex on the inside racing second. Son of Dust on the rail is third. Up on the outside, Demand Control. Racing on 3 wide now second. In the Nightcatcher, the later Demand Control. On the outside second, Super Tex is third on the rail now. Son of Dust is a fourth. Then it's Sonny Sean. Final Demand going up on the outside. Algor Tyson. Hillwind Rebel trails the field. They go to the quarter and they're by it now, and Nightcatcher leads by 2.5 in that opening quarter. 30 4/5. Demand Control is second. Then we go back 4 lengths to Super Tex racing third. Son of Dust has a fourth. Then Sonny Sean, Final Demand, Hillwind Rebel, Algor Tyson trailing out of contention now. Through the stretch, they come to the half. Pacing on top, Nightcatcher, Demand Control is second. Super Tex closing the gap third. Son of Dust out moving fourth and going on. Then it's Sunny Sean, Final Demand. Hill Wind Rebel, far back, Elgore Tyson on the run. Half 103 and 1. Into the turn now, they drive on to the 5/8, and Nightcatcher on top again, but 2.5. Demand Control. Racing a second, Son of Dust on the outside, and charging up a third. Super Tex has fourth on the rail. Then it's Sunny Sean, a Final Demand. Far back, Hill Wind Rebel, Elgore Tyson to the 3/4. Nightcatcher is moved out now by 6 lengths. 134 and 3 by the 3/4. Top turn, Nightcatcher all alone. Demand Control to second, Son of Dust to third. Now Super Tex comes up on the inside, comes to third. Son of Dust is fourth, Final Demand. Heading home, a Nightcatcher with a good lead. Nightcatcher, Demand Control, and Super Tex is coming on third. Final Demand coming on fourth, but at the line it is going to be Nightcatcher. Then Super Tex, Final Demand, and Demand Control. The time for the mile, 2:07 and 2. Final Demand with Charlie Ross, C.B. McHugh, Wayne Mahar, Cedars Porter, Gary Vincent, R.L. Cash, Ross McDonald, Port City Elmer, Doug Queen, Holly Bat, Elmore White, Golden Fellow, Jill Barrio, Nippy Namby, Winston Campbell. Here they come. They're off in Cedars Porter. Rushes forward and grabs the top. Going for two is R.L. Cash. Outside of him, Holly Bat. In on the rail, Final Demand racing fourth. And they swing around the turn. Facing up on top, it is Cedars Porter. He's leading by 2. Cedars Porter up on the inside, R.L. Cash. Holly Bat outside is a third. Final Demand has a fourth. Golden Funnel, Nippy Namby, C.B. McHugh, and Port City Elmer. As they race on to the quarter, Cedars Porter takes it by that marker at 132. Swinging around the top turn. Facing out on top, Cedars Porter. They swing through the stretch now, come driving onto the half, and Cedars Porter pacing on top. Cedars Porter leading a length. R.L. Cash racing is second. Holly Bat is third. Final Demand racing fourth. Then up 3 wide goes C.B. McHugh. On the inside, Nippy Namby. Then Golden Fella, Port City Elmer, the half, 104 and 1. They swing around the turn. Cedars Porter pacing on top, and R.L. Cash racing is second. Holly Bat is third. Final Demand outside fourth. Then Nippy Namby's on the rail. Golden Fella, C.B. McHugh, at Port City Elmer trails on to the 3/4. Cedars Porter by a length. R.L. Cash driving up a second, and they are by the 3/4 pole. By that marker of 136 and 3, Cedars for Porter. Then R.L. Cash racing is second. Final Demand is a third. Outside of him, Golden Falls racing fourth. Nippy Namby's fifth. Then it's Holly Bat, C.B. McHugh, and Port City Elmer. They swing for home now. Cedars Porter pacing on top. R.L. Cash charging up second. Final Demand coming through on the inside. Cedars Porter is holding. Here they are at the line. Cedars Porter, R.L. Cash, tight for sure between Final Demand and Golden Fella. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 3. And parading now, winner race 7 starters, top of the stretch, Made of Luck, Ross McDonald, Maritime Pipeline, Jill Barrio, Oblin Justin, Doug Falkins, High Pastures, Jody Hennessy, Blossom Blue, Charlie Ross, Major Taconic, Ivan Davies, Young Fun, Randy Phillips. Here they come. They're off and Made of Luck pacing on top. Oblin Justin between horses. Now Young Fun from the far outside, challenging on to second, and they swing around the turn. Made of Luck the leader. Young Fun up forward on the outside and takes it. Young Fun now on top. Made of Luck is racing second. Blossom Blue winging on strong third. Goes on. Blossom Blue is now second. She goes challenging for the top. Young Fun the leader. Blossom Blue is second. Then Made of Luck has third. Then the Maritime Pipeline fourth. Upland Justin, High Pastures, and they were by the quarter in 30 and 2/5. Major Taconic trails the field as they swing to the 3/8 pole now. Pacing on top it is Young Fun with Blossom Blue out of on the outside. Then the Maid of Luck on the rail and racing third. Maritime Pipeline here's a fourth. High Pastures is moving now fifth. That is Oblin Justin and Major Taconic trails as they come to the half, and Blossom Blue gets to the top on the outside. They were by the half a minute and 3/5 into the turn, going for the 5/8. Blossom Blue has a head in front. Young Fun racing second. There it goes. Maid of Luck making a move now from third as they leave the 5/8, and up on the outside, High Pastures going on. It is Blossom Blue, Maid of Luck now second, High Pastures 3 wide. He races on to second. He grabs the top on the extreme outside, and they were by the 3/4 pole. 1:31 and 3 top turn. High Pastures leads now by 2.5. Maid of Luck is racing second. Blossom Blue third. Young Fun racing fourth. Oblin Justin, Maritime Pipeline, Major Taconic. We swing for home. It is High Pastures pacing on top. Maid of Luck and Blossom Blue. High Pastures and Maid of Luck, and here they are right up the line. High Pastures, then Maid of Luck, Blossom Blue. Looks like Oblin Justin. Eight starters top of the stretch. R.L. Cash, Ross McDonald, Miss Anne Marie, Jill Barrio, Final Demand, Charlie Ross. Nightly Gemini, John Davidson, Major Taconic, Owen Davies. Kilkerran Flyer, Jody Hennessy. Braymore Paco, Brian Moore. Rattle and Snap with Steve Mahar, and here they come. There, off and Nightly Gemini grabs the top and Final Demand. Racing second on the inside. They swing around the turn. Miss Anne Marie's on the run. Round the turn, Nightly Gemini out by 2. Final Demand racing second. Braymore Paco has third. Rattle and Snap is racing fourth as they race on up the backstretch, driving onto the quarter. Nightly Gemini 2.5. Final Demand is second. Braymore Paco third. Rattle and Snap is fourth. Major Taconic is racing fifth. And our El Cash, Miss Anne Marie, quarter 31 and 4. And Kilkerran Flyer, he's the trailer on the outside as they spin around the top turn. Nightly Gemini pacing on top, a length and a half now. Final Demand making a move from second. Braymore Paco has third. Major Taconic moves now from fourth. And they come driving to the half, and Nightly Gemini pacing on top. Final Demand is racing second. Braymore Paco third. Major Taconic outside fourth. Then Rattle and Snap, R.L. Cash, Miss Anne Marie, and Kilkerran the Flyer, the half, 104 and 3. They swing around the turn, go driving onto the 5/8. Nightly Gemini well in hand, leads by 2. Final Demand is second, and that's Major Taconic, 3 wide, rushing on third, going on. Major Taconic gets to second now. Final Demand between horses racing third. R.L. Cash off stride back, pacing quickly. It is Nightly Gemini, Major Taconic. Then Final Demand on the inside. Braymore Paco 3 wide. Rattle and Snap goes on to third. They were by the 3/4, 36 and 3 around the top turn. Nightly Gemini on the inside. Major Taconic at him on the outside. 2 leaders neck and neck as they spring for home. Nightly Gemini, Major Taconic strong on the outside. Neck and neck as they come to the line. Still at it, neck, and here they are when up the line. It's going to be too tight to call. Rattle and Snap gets third. Braymore Paco fourth. Time for the mile, 2:07 and 4. Behind the gate and approaching the top of the stretch it on the rail, Port City Elmer with Charlie Ross. Then Lone Water Mist and John Davidson, King's Beacon Steve Mahar, Brighton Maid Jill Barrio, Nippy Namby Winston Campbell, Hold the Line with Colleen Clancy, Passe Poil, Doug Falcons. Here they come. There, off Brighton Maid grabs the top. King's Beacon racing second on the inside. Then Port City Elmer on the rail, he's third. Now Hold the Line. Up on the outside gets to third. Port City Elmer's racing fourth. Lone Water Mist is fifth, and Nippy Namby Passipoil. They swing on up the backstretch and go racing to the quarter. King's Beacon on top. He leads a length and a half. Brighton Maid is on the rail now, and she is racing second. Hold the line, his third. Port City Elmer's fourth. That is Lone Water Mist and Nippy Namby and Passipoil trails. Quarter 31 and 3 around the top turn. King's Beacon cuts it out now on top by 2. Brighton Maid is second. Hold the line a third. Port City Elmer has a fourth. Then Lone Water Mist and Nippy Namby. Passipoil starts to move from the rear of the pack, and they swing through the stretch now, and they come racing to the half. King's Beacon shows the way. Now on top at 2.5. Brighton Maid is second. Hold the line a third. Port City Elmer. Lone Water Mist, Nippy Namby's on the move, and Passipoil trails. They were by the half in 103 and 4, and they swing into the turn. Racing now to the 5/8. King's Beacon but 2. Brighton Maid second but 2. Hold the line third. Port City Elmer, Nippy Namby, Lone Water Mist, and Passipoil. Up the backstretch they go racing on. To the 3/4 it's King's Beacon but 2. Brighton Maid second. Hold the line a third. Port City Elmer, Nippy Namby, Passipoil, Lone Water Mist trailing, and they were by the 3/4 pole. 136 and 1. Top turn, it's still King's Beacon. Brighton Maid still on the rail, racing second. Hold the line is third. Port City Elmer, Nippy Namby, Passipoil, and a Lone Water Mist, and now they swing for home. King's Beacon on top. Brighton Maid is second. Hold the line third. It is King's Beacon. He's holding Brighton Maid. Hold the line, and here they are. At the line, King's Beacon wins it. Brighton Maid second. Hold the line third. At Port City Elmer gets fourth. At the time before the mile, 2:07 and 4. And approaching the top of the stretch, there's Solar Max with Steve Mahar, Blossom Blue and Charlie Ross. Cart Lane Kid with Jill Barrio, Maid of Luck with Randy Phillips. Charlie Ho with Jody Hennessy, Oil Sands and Ross McDonald. Here they come. They're off, and Cart Lane Kid grabs the top. Charlie Ho up from the outside, driving on second. Blossom Blue, she's on the rail and racing third, and Maid of Luck is fourth. Solar Max is racing fifth. Oil Sands trails. They're by the 8th, and Charlie Ho. Now the leader, and he's in top by 2 with Cart Lane Kid racing second. Blossom Blue third. Then it's Maid of Luck, Solar Max, Oil Sands trails as they go racing on to the quarter. Charlie Ho is cutting it out, and he's on top by 2 as they go racing out by the opening quarter, and they're by that marker 30 and 2/5. Swinging into the top turn, it's Charlie Ho by 2, Cart Lane Kid a length and a half, Blossom Blue third by 3. Then Maid of Luck and Solar Max is making a move. Behind him, Oil Sands. They swing through the stretch now, and here they come, racing to the half. The leader is Charlie Ho, and Cart Lane Kid is second. Blossom Blue sits third. Maid of Luck, Solar Max, 3 wide. Oil Sands, and they are racing by the half, and there goes Blossom Blue moving third. The half in 3 and 3. 102 and 3. They're into the turn and racing on to the 5/8. It's Charlie Ho. He's leading by 2 lengths. Blossom Blue up on the outside goes to second. Cart Lane Kid has third. Maid of Luck is fourth. Oil Sands and the Solar Max. To the 3/4, it's still Charlie Ho. Blossom Blue is at his wheel, racing a second. Cart Lane Kid has third. They were by the 3/4, 133 and 1. Top turn, Charlie Ho. Then up on the inside, Cart Lane Kid back to second. Blossom Blue is at third. Then in Maid of Luck, Solar Max, Oil Sands, they swing for home. It is Charlie Ho, and Cart Lane Kid comes charging up second. Blossom Blue is third. Cart Lane Kid coming to the top now, and here they are. Cart Lane Kid and Charlie Ho, then Blossom Blue and Solar Max. The time for the mile, 2:04. R.L. Cash with Ross McDonald, E.C. Million, Ivan Davies, C.B. McHugh, Steve Mahar, Hillwood Rebel, Colleen Clancy, Lehigh Giz, Elmore White. Here they come. Karen Flyer off stride, and they're off and pacing to the top. It is Demand Control. Lehigh Giz racing up on the outside, challenging his second. Final Demand has third on the rail. RL Cash gets away fourth. Hill Wind Rebel is fifth. And they're by the eighth pole now. And it's on up the backstretch, racing to the quarter. Demand Control on top a length and a half, and Lehigh Giz racing second. 3 lengths back to Final Demand. He is third. RL Cash on the rail is fourth. C.B. McHugh racing up fifth on the outside. That is Hill Wind Rebel, Easy Million, and Kilkerran Flyer trailing the field by the opening quarter, 31 3/5 at around the top turn. Demand Control, the leader, a length and a half now. Lehigh Giz racing second. Final Demand has third. C.B. McHugh up on the outside. Now racing fourth, and they turn through the stretch. Coming to the half, the leader is Demand Control. Lehigh Giz racing second. Then wide, C.B. McHugh gets to third. Final Demand now fourth. RL Cash moving fifth. Then Hill Wind Rebel, Easy Million, Kilkerran Flyer trailing. And they're by the half in 3 and 2, and around the turn they drive on to the 5/8 full. Demand Control, the leader by 2, and he's well in hand. Lehigh Giz racing second. C.B. McHugh Park, he now gets to third. Final Demand is racing fourth. RL Cash making a move from fifth. C.B. McHugh going on. He gets to second on the outside. Demand Control holding his lead a length now as they go by the 3/4 pole. Demand Control and C.B. McHugh challenging second. 1:35 3 by the 3/4. Around the top turn, Demand Control a half length. C.B. McHugh challenging second. Lehigh Giz, RL Cash, Final Demand. They turn for home now. Demand Control, the leader, in C.B. McHugh. Up strong in the middle, comes to the top. C.B. McHugh coming to the top. Demand Control racing second, and here they are and up the line. It is C.B. McHugh. Then Demand Control, tight for show between Lehigh Giz and RL Cash. The time for the mile, 2:08. The top of the stretch, there's Nightly Blue Girl with Wayne Mahar. Blossom Blue and Charlie Ross. Charlie Ho with Jody Hennessy. Young Fun and Randy Phillips, Made of Luck with John Davidson. Tobic Time at Ross McDonald. Brighton Lady, Steve Mahar. Special Service, Tony Haig. Here they come. Clear off Charlie Ho, wings forward, he grabs the top. Young Fun between horses racing second. Blossom Blue on the inside third, outside 4 wide. Special Service is racing fourth, and he gets to the rail now. Round the turn, they're by the 8th, and Charlie Ho's on top with Blossom Blue second. Young Fun charging up on the outside. Goes to second, Young Fun, bidding forward, he grabs the top now. Charlie Ho has second, Blossom Blue third. Special Service is fourth. As they go racing on by the 1/4 pole, they were by that marker in 29 4 around the top turn. Young Fun, a length and a 1/4. Charlie Ho racing second. Blossom Blue, Special Service. Then the Made of Luck racing fifth as they come by the 3/8 and swing through the stretch, come on to the half. Brighton Ladies on the move. Then it's Tobic Time and Nightly Blue Girl trailing far back. Coming to the half. It is Young Fun, and here comes Blossom Blue. She goes to 2. Then Charlie Ho is third. Special Service outside moving fourth with cover. Then Made of Luck, Brighton Lady, Topic Time, the half. 1:01 2. Around the turn, they're neck and neck for the top, and Blossom Blue takes it. Blossom Blue, the leader. Young Fun is second. Special Service now third. Charlie Ho racing fourth. Made of Luck is fifth. Brighton Lady at Tobic Time out of contention. Nightly Blue Girl. Going to the 3/4, it is Blossom Blue on top, a length and a half. They were by the 3/4. 31 4. Around the top turn, Blossom Blue. Then Young Fun and Special Service, Made of Luck tipping out 3 wide. Charlie Ho's on the rail, looking for racing room. It isn't there. Brighton Lady, Tobic Time. They swing for home. It's Blossom Blue. Blossom Blue, Young Fun, up in between horses comes Charlie Ho. On the outside, Made of Luck. It is going to be Blossom Blue at the line. Blossom Blue wins it. Tight for second, third, and fourth. And the time for the mile, 203 and 3. Now the result of the 11th race. R.L. Cash, Ross McDonald. Final demand with Charlie Ross, Marchera, Steve Mahar. Nick Vicker, Brian Moore, Hollybat, Elmore White. Hold the line, Colleen Clancy. Algor, Tyson Rodgogan. Here they come. There, off Marchera, goes to the top, but up on the outside, Nick Vicker charging on. They're neck and neck into the turn, Marchera on the inside. Nick Vicker up on the outside, and R.L. Cash has third on the rail as they go to the 8th pole. Now Nick Vicker takes command on the outside. He's the leader as they go up the backstretch. Marchera racing a second, R.L. Cash is a third. Final Demand is racing fourth, Hollybat is a fifth. Then Hold the Line and Algor Tyson trailing. And the leader is Nick Vicker, a length and a half. As the field goes by that opening quarter, they refine that marker in 34 and 3. Into the top turn, Nick Vicker, the leader, a length and a half. Marchera on the rail is second, R.L. Cash third, and is out to challenge now. Final Demand is on the move. They come by the 3/8 pole, swinging through the stretch, and here they come. They're racing to the half. Nick Vicker shows the way. Marchera has second, R.L. Cash out driving third. Behind him with cover, Final Demand. Hollybat's on the rail. Let us hold the line at Algor Tyson as they go racing on by the half. By the half and 4. They swing, get to the turn, and now they go racing to the 5/8 pole. The leader is Nick Vicker. Marchera racing a second. R.L. Cash outside, driving third. Final Demand behind him is a fourth. Hollybat, hold the line, Algor Tyson going to the 3/4. Final Demand is tipped out 3 wide. He's rushing on to second now. The leader is Nick Vicker. Final Demand goes forward on the outside, and Final Demand gets a nose in the front. He's the leader now, a length as they go into the top turn. 3/4, 137. Final Demand moves up at 2.5. Nick Vicker racing a second. Marchera on the rail is racing third, and now they turn for home. Final Demand pacing with the lead. Final Demand, Nick Vicker racing second. Marchera charging up on the outside third, on the far outside Algor Tyson coming on, but it is Final Demand all alone. He's your winner. Going to be real tight for second, third, and fourth. We can't call him. The time for the mile, 2:08 and 3. And parading now, the winner of the 12th and final race, number 2, Final Demand N. Bay Pacing gelding 7 years. He's by Valerian. From Marie by Fallacy. Owned by Charlie Frost of St. John. Trained by John Davies. Charlie Frost driving. It's the 5th winning trip this year for Final Demand. His season's best, he wins tonight in 2:08 and 3, winning the Fairroth Investments pace. At trackside is Mr. Paul Stewart from the Simons Fire Department, and he's also the president of the Royal Firefighters Association, a group of 27 volunteer firefighting associations throughout southern New Brunswick. Now the result of the 12th, now official, R.L. Cash 6th. A Final Demand, your race winner. Marchera was 2nd. Nick Vicker 4th. Hollybat 7th. Hold the Line 3rd. Algor Tyson 5th. The times, quarter 31 and 3, half 104. 3/4 137, a mile 2:08 and 3. Feature pay is exact at 2/3, $90.50.
Skipper and Steve Mahar, Blossom Blue and Charlie Ross, Power Mac and Ron Robertson, Young Fun and Randy Phillips, Gemini Jade and Ross McDonald, and on the outside it's Made of Luck. John Davidson, 6 starters. Here they come. They're off and pacing, leaving the wire. Blossom Blue takes the early lead up on the inside. Ragtime Skipper and 3 wide. Made of Luck goes for the top into the first turn. On the outside now, Blossom Blue shows on top. Ragtime Skipper is racing second. Power Mac moves up the rail to challenge from third by the 8th up the backstretch now. On way to the opening quarter, up on the outside, and going on to fourth, it is Gemini Jade. He goes on, and then Made of Luck and the trailer Young Fun. To the opening quarter, it's Blossom Blue, and Gemini Jade is strong on the outside, challenging 4, and he takes the top. By the opening quarter, 30 2/5, Gemini Jade shows the way. Blossom Blue is the second, racing third on the rail. It's Ragtime Skipper, Power Mac. Then Made of Luck, Young Fun can see them all as the field goes by the 3/8 now. Down the stretch they come on way to the opening half, and Gemini Jade has the top. He leads just a length. Blossom Blue is second. Now Ragtime Skipper moves off the rail to challenge from third. Then Power Mac, Made of Luck, fifth on the outside and moving. Young Fun trails by the half. Gemini Jade on top. They are by the opening half, 102 and 4. Into the clubhouse turn they go for the second and final time. Gemini Jade up on top. Ragtime Skipper second on the outside. Blossom Blue racing third on the rail. Made of Luck is going fourth on the outside by the 5/8 up the backstretch to the 3/4. Power Mac is fifth, and trailing on the outside, going on is Young Fun. To the 3/4, Gemini Jade has it by a length on the outside. Ragtime Skipper is racing second. Blossom Blue racing third along the rail. Fourth on the outside, Made of Luck by the 3/4. 133 and 2. Then Power Mac and Young Fun. Gemini Jade leads by a length and 3/4 as they head towards the 7/8. It's Gemini Jade. Now Blossom Blue gets to second up the inside. Ragtime Skipper fading third on the outside. Then it's Power Mac moving up fourth along the rail. They swing for home. It is Gemini Jade and Blossom Blue. Ragtime Skipper is third. Up the inside comes Power Mac and Made of Luck to the outside, but down to the wire. Winner, number 5, Gemini Jade. Followed by Blossom Blue, tied for third. Time for that mile, 2:04. We have a field of 6. Final Demand with Charlie Ross, Cherry Frost and Colleen Clancy, Super Tex and Charlie Price, Sonny Shawn and Tony Haig, Chamberlain Joan and Ross McDonald. On the outside from post 6, it's Glenn Guile Starling and Leroy Vincent Jr. 6 starters. Here they come. They're off and pacing, leaving the wire from post 4. Sonny Shawn bids for and takes that early lead into the first turn. Sonny Shawn on top, up on the outside. Glenn Guile Starling goes to second. Super Tex is third, then Final Demand, Chamberlain Joan, and Cherry Frost trails as they go by the 8th. On up the backstretch now, racing on towards the opening quarter, and Sonny Shawn is showing the way. He leads by just a length. Glenn Guile Starling on his back racing second. Then Super Tex is racing third. Final Demand is fourth. Chamberlain Joan and Cherry Frost single file, one by the opening quarter. By that marker, 31 and 1 as they race into the far turn now. Sonny Shawn showing the way. Glenn Guile Starling is racing second. Super Tex is third. Final Demand, Chamberlain Joan, and the trailer is Cherry Frost as the field goes by the 3/8 marker. By that marker now, and down the stretch they come. On way to the opening half, Sonny Shawn on top. Leads a length. Glenn Guile Starling is second. Super Tex is third. Final Demand Ed now moving fourth on the outside, followed by Chamberlain Joan, and Cherry Frost still trails. By the opening half, Sonny Shawn in top. Glenn Guile Starling is racing second by the half, 103 and 2. Into the clubhouse turn they go for the second and final time. It is still number 4, Sonny Shawn showing the way. His lead now by 2. Glenn Guile Starling is second. Super Tex is racing third. Nowhere to go along the rail by the 5/8 to the 3/4 now. On the outside now, going to third is Final Demand and Super Tex is fourth. Then Chamberlain Joan and Cherry Frost to the 3/4. Sonny Shawn turns it on. He leads by 2. Glenn Guile Starling is second. On the outside, Final Demand third. 3 wide. Chamberlain Joan goes on strong. They are by the 3/4. 135 and 2. Heading into the far turn now. Sonny Shawn leads by 3. Way wide. Chamberlain Joan going on to second. Rough, though. Up on the inside now. Glenn Guile Starling comes back on. Chamberlain Joan is on the run. Final Demand is third. Then Super Tex, Cherry Frost swinging for home. This one belongs to Sonny Shawn as he is well in hand down the stretch for the wire. Sonny Shawn on the outside now. Final Demand comes to second. Glenn Guile Starling and Super Tex comes on. At the wire, though, Sonny Shawn in front. Time for that mile, 2:07 and 1. Cash on this afternoon's card. They're approaching the top of the stretch. Traveling Lady and Ross McDonald. Times 2, Ricky Collins. Harmony Greenwood, Steve Mahar. Al Gore Tyson and Charlie Ross. Robin Brett and Sean Dooley. Hold the Line and Morris Benson. Too Hot and John Davidson. On the outside from post 8, it's Chinbro, Knox Laurie, Milik Kuglin. Here they come. They're off and pacing from the wire. Harmony Greenwood paces for the early lead on the outside from post 7. Too Hot races forward as well. And up the inside racing third now, Times 2. Into the first turn, Harmony Greenwood on top. Too Hot on the outside now gets to second by the opening 8th. Times 2 is racing third along the rail. Then Algor, Tyson, Chinbro, Knox, Laurie is 5th on the outside. Then Traveling Lady, Robin Brett 7th parked on the outside. And the trailer is Hold the Line to the opening quarter, and out from second to the top quickly goes Too Hot. Too Hot leads by the opening quarter. Harmony Greenwood is racing second, 30 and 1/5. By the opening quarter, Times 2, he is third. Then it's Al Gore, Tyson, Chinbro, Knox, Laurie, Robin Brett. Then Traveling Lady and Hold the Line. Can see the rest of them. He's at the end of the line as they are by the 3/8 now down the stretch on way to the opening half. Up front and cutting it out, Too Hot leads the length. Harmony Greenwood second. Times 2, he's racing third. Al Gore, Tyson fourth. And Chinbro, Knox, Laurie. Here comes Robin Brett up on the outside, followed by Hold the Line. Traveling Lady now trails by the half. Too Hot shows the way by that half. 103 and 2. The field dips into the clubhouse turn now for the second and final time, and it's still Too Hot by 1 length. Harmony Greenwood second and racing third, Times 2. Robin Brett goes fourth on the outside by the 5/8 with Al Gore, Tyson racing fifth. Hold the Line is sixth on the outside. Then Chinbro, Knox, Laurie, Traveling Lady trails on the outside of the 3/4. Too Hot moves out now by 2. Too Hot by 2 lengths as they go by that 3/4 marker now. Harmony Greenwood second. On the outside, racing on to third goes Robin Brett racing the fourth. Now it's Times 2. They were by the 3/4, 135 and 4. Too Hot is just too hot for the rest of them, leading by 4 lengths by that 7/8. And we have less than 1/8 to go down the stretch for home. Too Hot on top. Harmony Greenwood second. Times 2's third on the outside. Now coming on strong. Robin Brett in between horses. It's Al Gore, Tyson, but at the wire, Too Hot is too hot to handle in front.
Reaching the top of the stretch on the rail is P.H. Allen and Owen Davies. Oil Sands with Ross McDonald. Laurel's Curly and Steve Mahar. Blossom Blue with Charlie Ross. Mountain North with